All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest Glen GS Tongs live stream. Give you a second here to see if anybody comes on. Wish everyone's having a really good 2022. Got a lot of interesting things to talk about. Got my notes. And of course, we're going to do the RA Tong giveaway. So stay tuned. Like I said, I just want to... I'll start actually just doing the live stream. I imagine we're okay. Let me just double check on YouTube here. Yeah, it says we're on, so I'll type another hello. Hi again. Okay. All right. You can see here, it's a picture of a very narrow, tall anvil. This anvil was I don't know whose this is, but this picture was sent to me by it's a long time ago. I think it was my Taiwan friend. So yeah, and anyway, yeah, I guess this is somewhere. I don't know where this anvil is, if it's in the States or in Europe, and if there are one similar to this, but it's very interesting to me. And I think that I'll probably, hey Paul, what's going on? James C, good to see you. You know, it makes me think of my, the little stump anvil I have. James, Justin, going on. And so I was thinking that, you know, if I had that little stump anvil, but it had different, like you had different profiles, it would be something like this, and this is all in one. I'd love to have an anvil like this. I just couldn't figure. You could see how it's bolted down with angle iron there. You know, there's holes in it, and then it's bolted down. Yeah, I just feel like that would be super functional with those 4 different faces or 4 different profiles. Hey, Bryson, Bruce, Robert, Nick, hello all. Yeah, I'm glad you're finally coming on. I wasn't actually sure if I was streaming. I mean, it seemed to be okay. So anyway, yeah, you know me in tech. So yeah, does anyone know where this anvil is from? And like I said, I might try to imitate that, but I would have to, I've got to just figure out how am I going to secure that down. I mean, obviously I can't just let it freestand because it's so narrow. You know, you see my anvils now, how they're all over the place, jumping this way and that way, but that's the way I like it. So, hey, Brooks Martin. Yeah, the RA, we said RU, yeah, RU, right. Yeah, the tongs, you know, the tong that I'm offering for the giveaway now, I don't really make many of those, and I think partially it's because, you know, I don't really promote it well. I always say, like, well, this is kind of a hit or miss tong. It might work for you, it might not, who knows. So, and that's not a good way to promote a product. So, but I found for myself, it's a very good in-between tong. And so, you know, but you know, for the one that I made for the giveaway here, I've noticed that, you know, I'm starting to get too fancy for my own good. I haven't made these in a while. I made a pair about maybe 2 weeks ago for a customer, but prior to that, not too many. And so what I've done is I've started to just, you know, fuller it here and work it there. And then I was actually, instead of using a slot punch that was elongated, you saw when I made this tongue that I used just round punches and then drifted it round and then hammered it into that shape where this part can pass through. And I noticed, actually just this morning, I said, you know, it looks very weak right here. It looks almost too thin. And so I was kind of monkeying with it, and I feel like, it's probably okay, but I think I'm going to make another pair, and, you know, because I don't feel confident. And the gentleman who purchased one about 2 weeks ago, would be Henry in Burbank, California. I'll email you soon just to make sure. I know you haven't gotten it yet, but when you get them, if you have any issue, then you just let me know, and I'll sort you out. But I'm going to email you after this live stream. So, but otherwise, yeah, this style of tongue is really, like I said, you know, it's just, I can hold rounds, squares, flats. And does it hold perfectly well? No, because it's free floating, but it holds well enough at certain angles. And when you got pieces that are odd shaped or in between sizes, this is a good style of tongue. But you can see, so when I looked at that issue of me getting that area there too thin, then I looked at, and this is one of the first pairs that I made that I've been using. And you can see by comparison that I punch this with an elongated slot punch. And so it's hard to see, but that opening is longer and it's much thicker on the sides here. And so when I have that, like in this position here, if I open it and then I put pressure here, it doesn't budge there. But I've noticed this one, it felt like it was almost going to give. So yeah, whoever wins this tong, you're probably not going to get this exact one. I'm going to make another one and strengthen that joint just a little bit. So, and also another thing too is whoever wins this tong, if you don't want this tong, if you want another tong, a flat tong, a round tong, just a standard tong, no problem at all. And another thing too is if you just want the consolation prize, I'm going to make the consolation prize $25 for this. So if you get it, you win it, but you say, you know what, I can't use the tong, then you can have $25. No, not a problem at all. So, all right. Let's move on. I don't know. Yeah, everyone's talking here, and I'm kind of goofing around. So let me get this picture out of here. All right. You know, I want to show, let me look at the comments quick, because I'm kind of getting sidetracked here. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of ideas for that. With that anvil, that maybe I could do something. If I had that anvil, which I could get made here for sure, is how I could secure it down. It didn't look to me like it was that heavy. Maybe it was like in the 100-pound range, I think. Something like that. So I'm going to just check the comments quick here. Yeah, just a lot of hello, hello, hello. Hello all. Right. Yeah, you would love to win those tongue. Right? You will win tongue. Okay? All right. Yeah, hey Jay Lucas. Yeah, and remember too, in this drawing, which we'll get to shortly, is anyone. My new policy is if you donate, you're always going to be entered in every drawing. And for drawings like this one, anyone can enter, but you just needed to write enter in the comment section. And so we'll get to that later. There's a lot of characters in the comment section, using the word enter in very slick ways. So, but I'll get to that. So, yeah, another thing I wanted to show, and this is from this morning, is post this here. Stop it a sec. I know I'm talking to myself while I'm doing these things, but it's just while I'm doing these functions of resizing these videos and pictures. So just ignore what I'm saying and just watch. So, people have asked, like, wow, it's always so, like, how can you hammer where you are? You're in an apartment building on the roof and in a busy city. Well, this place is always loud. About like midnight last night, someone put a generator outside and it was running until I woke up at 4:30. So luckily I had earplugs. Like I got up to go to the bathroom and I put them in, but the thing was going from midnight until about 6 o'clock. And so you can hear it. I'll play that. So this is about 4:45 in the morning, and there's a generator right there. And so I'm thinking, okay, it couldn't be random, right? It has to be some reason. So why they would have that there? And so I went outside to go get a cup of coffee, and I investigated. And I guess the crossing light had some issue with electricity, so they used the generator. But it's not like anyone pays attention to that stupid crossing signal anyway. You can see how it's rigged up into that box. So that's the only thing I can imagine. Is that they had some issue, they couldn't sort it out. So that's that. So yeah, so this place is loud. And I asked my wife, I said, did you hear that generator? And it was actually still going when she got up at 6 o'clock. She's like, what generator? It's like their ears are so used to this background noise. But for me, it's just like, it's a different world. But yeah, I've received complaints about, hey, got to keep it down. So I've been doing my work a little bit later. But on the whole, I think as long as I'm working a little bit later and it kind of all melds into all of the surrounding white noise out here all the time. So yeah, so anyway, since I was out, I went to go get a cup of coffee. I'm by the way, I'm still doing this intermittent fasting. It's been about a month, this 16/8. So I don't, hey, I'm sorry. I always break my train of thought when I see money. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I got to see who that is. Oh, well, stuff going by pretty quick. So someone get the donation. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah, anyway, I'll get back to the donation part. Thank you, whoever you are who gave me that $20 donation. I appreciate it. I'll figure out who you are in a second here. Yeah, so I was out, go get a cup of coffee. You know, that's I can have a cup of coffee on this diet. I just don't eat breakfast, and I feel this diet has been really good for me. I actually feel more focused, even though I still don't know how to use this software. You know, it's coming. So anyway, this is the first place that's pretty much open in the morning, other than the convenience stores. That's a breakfast place. It's what they call. It's like they sell soy milk, and you know, hot or cold, and sweet or not sweet. And then the main thing is something called salping youtiao, which is kind of like they're breads. One is like an oily long bread. It's kind of like a fried Mexican oily bread, and then it's wrapped in like a bun. Salping is like, I don't know, it's some kind of a sesame bun, but it's flaky. It's really good. It's delicious to have that with soy milk. So they're open early, and so I kind of, let me play that. Finish playing that. While that's playing here, let me see if I can figure out who left the donation. Yeah, there's something wrong with my yeah, hold on a second. All right, that's gone. Well, let me get rid of that first. Sorry. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys having patience. Let me get rid of that. I think things are slow on the internet or something. I don't know. I just can't scroll. There we go. Okay. Close. Let me see. Yeah, it won't scroll. Oh, there we go. There we go. Something, it's really slow on YouTube right now, and it could be my internet connection. Where are you? I just saw it. Rigid Ironworks. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, I appreciate it. You really didn't have to donate. Thank you for the 20 bucks. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm back on. It was just moving a little bit slow here. So let's move on. All right. What else did I want to show? I got a lot of things. Okay. And let me get back to the comments quick here too. I think you can tell I probably had a little too much coffee this morning. Hey, Antoine King, you're entered, my friend. And yeah, you left a pretty funny entry comment. I remember. I have that written down. I'll read that in a little bit. Just check to see anybody else. Max. Glen, are you still selling the bending jig? Yes, sir, I am. So if you would like one, you know I'll do my best for you. Not a problem at all. Shoot me an email. Hey, Jesse, greetings. Crawford, going on there? Yeah, thank you for telling me it was Rigid Ironworks. I see that now. It's not, I was just having some issues with this moving slowly. I don't know. Now it's fine. So, yeah, let's get back to the live stream here. All right. This is another thing. Let me get this stuff out of the way, and then we'll move on. This is, I found interesting. Let me just resize that. Yeah. Okay. So I can see myself. Yeah, I was out on my bicycle the other day, and that was when I was doing my last roaming video on the bicycle, which, you know, not many people like those videos, but the people who do like them always tell me they really enjoy that, and that's why I continue. So, and then, so they were doing road work, and I just found it interesting because they were really going at it. So I'll play that and explain. See, these trucks are all laden with asphalt, ripped up asphalt, one after the other. And so it had this machine going here. And I'm sure you can hear it, but I can't just go back. I'm surprised they let me get that close because there was rocks and chunks flying everywhere. So apparently that's called a cold planer, or pavement milling machine. And, you know, you see them, man, they don't play games here. When they do the road, they just rip it up and go to town. And then you see that skid steer. I really like watching them when they have, they'll have that rotary brush with kind of like a dustpan, you know, that they collect the stuff and then they can dump it into the, dump it wherever, or move it wherever they want. So, yeah, I find stuff like this interesting. Don't know why. I guess because I would like to run that equipment, you know, like, well, you know, like, that's one of my dreams. I love to own a little excavator. I've never operated an excavator, but I would love to own a mini excavator. So one day I will. One day I may. All right. Let me get rid of that. I got to hold on a sec because I got to plug in my power here. I didn't realize I'm getting a little low on juice. Yeah, so what else I want to show here? Give me a second here. Yeah, another thing is where I buy my steel. And I'll let me just get back over here quick. See this? Oh, I see the problem. There we go. All right. You know, someone recently, Roy at Christ Centered Ironworks, he was talking about, he was talking about his where he buys steel, and I was surprised. He said he drives like 6 hours or 6.5 hours, and that was just wow. You know, so I don't know if any of you do the same thing, but I can recall when I was in the States and where I purchased steel when I was living in Washington State. Then I used to go to a few different places. 3, but mainly 2 early on, and one of them was for just mild steel, and it was, I think it was called Vancouver Steelworks or something like that. It was in Vancouver, Washington, and they were really good to me, those guys. And like you'd have, you know, they had a pretty big outfit, but when 2008 hit, a lot of these, I mean, they were big, but not that big. A lot of these steel places like really had tough times when we had those economic troubles back in 2008. And I remember though, anyway, the gist of the story is I had a Toyota Tercel at that time, and so I would get stuff cut in half and just shove it in, and like I didn't live too far when I lived in Vancouver, Washington. And so they never called me by my actual name. They used to call me Geo Metro. And I said, my car is not a Geo Metro, and it just stuck. And in their records, in their computer, every time they print out receipts, it always said Geo Metro. And, you know, you've got these people coming in with, you know, big low boys and, you know, 18-wheelers loading steel, and you got me driving a Toyota Tercel, you know, so, that's just my style. So, and tying into that, so now you can see in Taiwan here where I get my steel, and I use my motor scooter to transport it. So I've actually stepped down a few levels from my Geo Metro. But another place I used to get steel was in Portland, Oregon, and that was a bit more of a drive, but still nothing like what Roy is going to. But that was Pacific Tool and Steel, so that was mainly for tool steels. I used to use a lot of 4140, and at that time you could actually go into their drop bin and scrounge around, and they would just weigh it. They wouldn't even check what it was, so you'd have to see if there was still markings on it, if they had colors on it, and they would sell it by the pound. And I don't think they do that anymore because they don't want people picking through stuff, plus with prices being higher and like that. So, yeah, so anyway, I'll show you this quick clip right here. I've shown this before, so some people, maybe this is like, okay, they've already seen this. It's no big deal. So this is basically where I buy steel now, which it's in Taipei. It's in a more northern part of Taipei. And it's just in a neighborhood. It's not, I want to stop that a sec. There's a main blacksmithing street, which is kind of slowly disappearing, and that's where I have machine work done and get some other non-ferrous stuff and some specialty things if you need stainless. But most of the steel suppliers or people who are working with different metals are in that area. Hey, thanks for the donation there. I got to move this over so I can see who that is with the smiley face. Yeah, I'm having, it's just moving super slow. So I'll definitely give everyone yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I can't like scroll down to see that properly. The laughing person who left $5. Thank you. The laughing fox. Okay. Laughing fox. Thank you. Let me click on you. Okay, DK Wolf. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. Appreciate that. Yeah, so basically, this steel place is out of the way a little bit. It's more in the northern part of town, and so this is where I go. They're a family-run outfit, and they do a good business. So you see here they have it separated into bays, and this bay here, I think it's mainly mild steel in this bay here, and some medium carbon. You know, the colors typically denote what the steel is. And then you can see there's always a lot of different drops and stuff laying around, and I always think like, wow, this is like a blacksmith's dream. You know, if you wanted to just pick up this scrap or that. This here is high carbon steel in that bay right there. And that's a lot of mainly flats, rounds and flats. So you can see the red usually denotes like 1095 or that YK30 steel. And so you can see, like, just on the floor, these different pieces that someone might use. I don't always have, I wouldn't say I have a use for this stuff, but, I'm sure that a lot of guys would. You can see all these different drops. And, this is another bay. They have basically 5 bays. And so this last one here, I think this one is mostly medium carbon in this bay here. And on the racks, I think it's mostly flat stock. And then this is, stop that a sec, this is outside now. So they used to be even bigger and had a second outside yard, but this is their outside yard. Hey Mark, what's going on? I'll show your stuff a little bit later. And you see here, again, like the thing I'm want to just convey is that, if a person was looking for something to be an anvil-like object, you'd have no problem in a place like this. Yeah, maybe some were forced to stop selling scrap. Okay, bushcraft, yeah, that's possible. Having people next to machinery like this, not everyone is savvy enough. They might get their finger cut off or something like that. So they want people milling about, maybe. You can see here, they're at lunch, actually, and that's why I was filming this, and there's no one here. And, I'm sure that piece there is going to take longer than lunchtime to cut. So that's a nice big bandsaw. And then you'll see on the side here, and this scrap, and this stuff's just been there for forever. You can see I-beams and different pieces. And you see here, like, even there's a piece here somewhere. I thought, oh, this would be a great starter little anvil. No, not that piece. Somewhere in here. Just a little thing to beat on, a little beater. This is basically this is exactly what my first anvil-like object looked like. In fact, it's exactly the same. So something like that. But yeah, you have to use your imagination. And you can see here, this is just in a neighborhood. And then it's in a small alley as well. Hey, thanks for the $5. I'll find out who you are in about 2 seconds. So you can see here as I'm scrolling around here, you can just see how narrow the lanes are. And so their trucks, it's always a tight fit, but here they don't seem to be too bothered by that. And that in there, the back, I'll go back a second there. Through that glass that's the office where there are two women who work in there, actually the owner's daughter-in-laws who work there, and they're real nice people. So just the family's just wonderful people. Every time I go there, the boss and his wife are so nice to me. They always give you coffee, and his wife likes to drink, and she'll give me like bottles of whiskey. I mean, literally, she's giving me tons of bottles of whiskey. And I always tell her, come on, I don't really drink anymore. But she's, just really good people. And then so you can see here, there is my Geo Metro. So you can see this is stuff that, you can see my name Glen on that bag. In there I have some, I think it's medium carbon stuff for my fullering tool. And then some round there for tongs. And I'll transport that home. Yeah, so I know a lot of you have seen that probably already, but I figured, what the heck, pretty interesting stuff. Alright, get rid of that. Delete. Yes. I'll find out who gave that donation too. Antoine King, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really, really do appreciate it. I always say this, and I've said it a million times, is that it's not necessary to donate, but in this day and age, it really does help. I shouldn't say in this day and age, it sounds ridiculous. I mean, just at this time, especially when I know that a lot of people are hurting, it's not easy to even to dig into your pocket to donate to someone who does especially ridiculous stuff like I do, like these live streams. So I do appreciate it very much. It does help me a great deal to take time to do my videos and live streams. For someone like me, like I have to be prepared. I can't go in cold. And so it's just like, this sort of a situation where, you're talking live. I don't see you. I don't see the audience, but they're there. You just, you have to have notes. You have to have stuff prepared. Otherwise, for me, I'd look like a fool. I'd look like even more of a fool than I am. So hey, Mark, you didn't have to throw $10 my way. You didn't have to. I owe you already. So yeah, this is, all right, I'll get to this because Mark, just gave me a nice donation here, and I really do appreciate it. Mark, actually, really unsolicited, this gentleman, Mark Renard, he sent me. He said like, "Oh, I like your website and I like this and that and your products, but I think your logo is basically crap." He said, he didn't say crap, but similar. And so, and he just sent me a bunch of logos that he made. And I feel like that was really generous of him. He said like, yeah, you could just use whatever you want. And so, he and we're going to work it out where we're going to do a trade, because I haven't figured on exactly what I want, but I want something very close to what he's done, just maybe some small changes. And so I'll quickly show you guys some of the stuff that he sent over. So it was really, like I said, very interesting how he took stuff from my website or from live streams, even picture of myself, and just made it into like a kind of cartoon form. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how he did it. Okay, I don't know how he did it, but you'll see. So let's put that on. All right, I've got to scale it down so I can see it. Otherwise, I won't be able to explain. Yeah, so you've seen me use this right at the end of a couple of videos recently. And so, you see my anvil there and how he's wrote, this as a logo. And I really like that a lot. I like Mark, like I said, he's very creative, or at least he has the know-how with this kind of text. So I'm going to use him to help me with, like I said, a logo design. And what I wanted to say is because just prior to him sending me this stuff, I kept thinking that I would really like to do merchandise. I once did T-shirts as a giveaway thing, like if you bought a certain amount, then you would get, you would get a T-shirt. Hey, oh, someone's saying that you can't hear me. Okay, I don't know why that would be. If anyone else can't hear me, just let me know. I'm pretty sure most can hear. So, yeah. So anyway, I was thinking that I was looking at YouTube has been telling me that like I qualify to do YouTube merchandise, and so then I think that I was thinking like it would be cool if I had real nice designs, not just say like, GS Tongs, but other slick sayings and stuff, and have that on T-shirts and mugs. And then because now the shipping is so ridiculous, so it wouldn't be worth it for me for a mug or a T-shirt. But there are companies, I think there's one called, I've written it down somewhere, Spread Shop is what I think it is, and they actually fulfill the orders as well. So they, you don't make a ton, but it would be a thing where that, if you hook up with them, and if it's hooked up, it could be hooked up with YouTube as well, so far as I know, then you could sell merchandise, or I could actually give merchandise as rewards for donating to a certain amount. Like now it's like one tong if you donate to a certain amount, but I was thinking like mugs and T-shirts would be good, because this would cover people who, donate just a few bucks here and there. So basically, once he sent this in, that really sparked my mind to have those designs maybe for those items as well. So if anyone thinks that's interesting, yeah, Jim, thanks for letting me know you can hear me. I got a little bit nervous there for a second. Okay. Yeah, and if you think that's a good idea, let me know, and I'll make that reality. So yeah, so this is what some of the things Mark sent that I found interesting. So I stand by my work. I like that. I like that a lot. And I didn't like the previous one when it says Taipei, Taiwan. I feel like, of course, that's where I am, but my aspiration is to go back to the States, so I thought maybe we could leave that off. I like this one too, like how he has the cross there between the tong and the that Japanese style hammer. Guarantee satisfaction. Yeah, the hot steel hustler would be good too, right? I stand by my work. I like that. I like that cartoonish look of the that anvil is actually played off of the first anvil I ever had made here. It doesn't have the flared out bottom like that, what I had wanted, but I have an anvil back in the States that's exactly that style, almost exactly that style. And it has Hardy and Pritchell hole. That's really cool. I like that. Hammer floating. Another one with this is with the rivetless adjustable tong, and then there it is. I swear, I look like ridiculous. Like I feel like I hate looking at pictures of myself. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, Sid and Smith. That would be good, right? Sid and Smith. Yeah, I think of like some slick stuff to put on those items. I think that would make it more fun for people. I wouldn't put my picture on a mug. Well, maybe I would and say, right? It'll make your wife happy. Say, you don't look like this guy at least, right? Yeah, so, and then he sent, oh, let me stop that. I'll show you, he sent another picture. He sent this yesterday, and I thought that's pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And he sent me some stuff actually this morning, because I had asked him, do you mind if I show this? And he didn't respond back. And then Mark, he got back to me saying, yeah, no problem at all. And he sent me some other stuff, but I just didn't have enough time. I was just about to go live. So yeah, thanks a lot, Mark, and I'm sorry for delaying to our deal here, but I did email you and ask you about our trade, so just get back to me what you think is fair. And I said I just need a few designs and I'll get those done. The thing is, Chinese New Year is fast approaching, and so I've got to scramble to get stuff done and out and to take care of some family business here. I've got to help my mother-in-law change her clean the windows and change the screens. It's just a lot of different things going on. So probably what happen in the next Chinese New Year is about a week away, and it's a 9-day holiday. So probably after, during that time, I'll sort it out what I want and let you know. All right, move on. Yeah, we got to get to the drawing. All right, it's already like a half an hour in. So, yeah. All right. Anybody have any questions? No. All righty. So let's get on to the drawing. But let me first just do my checklist here real quick. See what I did, what I need to do. Okay, where I buy steel. Yeah, and the whole thing, like I said, I don't know how far you guys have to go, but you have to imagine, like in the States, such a big country, each state, a lot of states are real big. Steel places are not around the corner everywhere, like how 7-Elevens are here. So, I think that, I'd be interested to know, you guys can leave comments in other videos or here, and I'll check this later about where you go. Do you purchase online and pay a premium? Do you have to travel far like Roy? I'm fortunate here, and when I was on the West Coast, I was fortunate that those places were no more than an hour's drive, highway driving, so which to me is acceptable. All right, and also the game has probably changed a lot with the way prices of steel have gone, and I don't know why, but whenever it's like economic times are hard, the places that sell steel seem to become less. I don't know, so, and regardless of the price, maybe it's just more difficult to get a hold of materials for them. I don't know. Yeah, 3 metal yards in 10 minutes from you, Justin. That's really lucky. Yeah. You got your Chi Pao ready for the Chinese New Year. All right, that's good. Okay, all right. Mark travels 25 miles to Prescott, Arizona. Okay, 25 miles is okay. Not a big deal. Yeah, that's within reason. All right, so where I buy my steel. Okay, Mr. Geo Metro. Narrow anvil. I talked about that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, another thing I want to talk about quick before we do the live stream is, other than that racket last night, which I was able to mitigate with the earplugs, so I feel fine, is when I was making this RA tongue, I didn't feel it at the time, but I got a little shard of metal in my eye, in this eye. I don't know why my finger is pointing the wrong way. It's in my right eye, okay? My right eye. And it just felt annoying, like as if I had some dust, and I let it go, and then by the afternoon, it was killing me. And I was already outside. I was at the gym, and I had to go pick up my wife, and so I came home, and I went to the eye doctor. Thank God for Taiwan's great healthcare system where you don't have to wait forever. And if you want to go to an eye doctor, you just go to an eye doctor. If you want to go to a dentist, just go to a dentist. You don't have to make any advance appointments. You don't have to see any primary care physician, whatever. You just go. I mean, maybe the treatment's not always the best. I think it is in most cases, but just bang, bang, bang. I literally, I said to my wife, can you leave work a little bit early so I can get there before 5? This way, maybe there's not too many people. I got there, got to the eye doctor, registered, paid the $5 registration fee, was seeing the doctor in 5 minutes. He pulled a little metal shard out of my eye. He's like, oh, I see it right away on your cornea. And he pulled it out and gave me medicine. I was on my way within 15 minutes, So it's like, oh my God, it's like unheard of. And that's happened so many times when I go to the doctor here, it works out that way for me. I'm just lucky maybe that there's not that many people, You know, so it used to be like the dentist, you used to be able to just walk in as well. Now you got to make an appointment because they're a little bit busier, but it's never like a crazy wait for forever or like that. And, you know, it's not like back in the States, like if you're fortunate enough to have good health care, that, you know, you've got to go see a primary care physician and say, oh, I've got something wrong with my eyes. Like, well, hey, maybe you should see an eye doctor. What you think? You know, it's like, you know, the thing would be scratching my eye for days before I finally got it taken care of. So anyway, yeah, he sorted it out, but it still hurts. And I went back a second time because I thought maybe there was more in there. And he was like, boy, this kid's a hypochondriac, I guess, you know. I'm like, but yeah, there's nothing else in there. And then, you know, they gave me these medicines here. And so I've been using that. And, you know, it's funny how they always put medicine in a baggie like that. And they just give it to you straight away in the clinic or wherever you go. So it's good. You don't have to go to another drugstore, typically. All right, so yeah, so that, like I said, that's creating a little bit of, it's a little bit why I'm a little unfocused today, because my eye still does hurt, and I keep squinting a little, and I keep blinking. So, you know, just, yeah. Went to a Walmart eye doc, had to drill the rust out. Right? Yeah, you know, it's like I said, there's places to go to get stuff done. My dad, many years ago, had a really big piece of metal in his eye, and he says this, that when he went to the eye doctor, wherever he went, that they used a magnet to pull it out. Go figure. So I guess so. Yeah, I guess it's possible. Yeah. All right. So what else I want to say? Okay, yeah, I want to check this stuff off. Right? Shard of steel in my eye. Mark Renard. Okay. All right. The road work. Oh, yeah. Here's another thing is I wanted to show this as well. I'll show this. Ta-da. This is, you know, for dressing a grinding wheel. You remember I was showing these, the dresser tools, the star dresser tools. So I found something better than that. So, and I'll show you that this is the box. There's nothing in them. The star dresser tools, and I was kind of rigged it on a bolt to use that. And it works fine, but I found this diamond tipped tool to be much better. It's not overly, it's more expensive for sure. It's not, this is a Taiwan knockoff. They had like Japanese ones that were really expensive. And this diamond tipped one though was, the Taiwan knockoff was less, probably just a fraction of the price, but still not cheap, but works really well so far. I've used it a few times. So you can see here, I just feel like you just have to probably gently use it though. I don't want to wear the diamond out like in a second. It's just a little tiny diamond at the end, a little, you know, manufactured diamond. So you can see how it really does. You can see dust like coming straight off. You know, removing a decent amount to true the wheel up pretty quickly. So yeah, if you have a place to purchase one of these, I would highly recommend it. It could extend the life of your wheel and make grinding just that much easier. So yeah, highly recommend. All right, enough of that. Get rid of that. We're coming up to the drawing, so don't fear not. All right, check that off. Anybody have any questions? Anyone case hardened mild steel? No, I never have. I know people who have. I don't believe in that though so much. You know, but if you had no other choice, I would say, yeah, maybe case hardening is something you could try. I saw someone do it with case hardening powders, and it just seemed like a real process. All right. I've got a great story I want to tell too. So let's do the giveaway first. So this way, anyone who's got to get going can get going. And I have a real good story I'd like to tell. So, all right, I've got, you know, there's probably like, man, maybe 300 people who entered this drawing. I've got everybody. Oh, man, I've got so many names. I got them all, and I hand wrote every single one of them down. So I don't want to lose any here. I've got tons of them. So, yeah. And I made everyone like about the same size, just about, to be fair. So, like I said, I try to do this on the up and up. You know, we're audited by Deloitte & Touche over here. No, we're not. Okay? We've got to do it right. And so, you know, another thing, but as we're getting started here, I wanted to just read some of the, you know, I had said, like, just say enter. If you're not someone who's donated, just in the comment section, write enter. Or I said enter the dragon, just trying to be a wise guy. And so many people left these really witty comments, so I thought I'd read a few. Maybe you'll hear yours here. And so since I see Antoine King, I'll say, Antoine said, Enter the light. Love the channel, brother. I thought that was nice. So, and KD5UXB said, I really like the versatility of the tongs, especially for an enter E level tool. So he wrote enter, in there, but entry, okay? Jay Duncanson and Pickle Snout Penobscot said, enter at your own risk. Whatever else. So it's okay. You have entered at your own risk. And this one I like. Vince Gannon Jr. said, how do I enter? So I don't know if he was legitimately asking that or if that he was just being slick, and saying because he had the word enter there. But you are entered, Vince Gannon Jr. Stephen Callanan. One might say you've entered the matrix design-wise. So he said enter, right? Tony Hedgewolf. He said that enter the vortex. Right? Someone said enter the vortex, all right? Patrick Smiley, enter the tong maker. Your tongs are really nice. I like that one. Enter the tong maker. I mean, I got a lot of enter the dragon and I got enter Sandman. I'm surprised no one said enter the necromancer. That's actually a Rush reference. And Chris Sprunk said, love the channel. Recently entered the hobby. Haha, you are entered as well. So yeah, very witty comments. I've got a good crowd out here. Alrighty. Now, time for the drawing. So here's how we'll do it. I've got so many. Shing. I'll pull them all in my hat. Oh man. It's a lot. Stay tuned, folks. And by the way, like I've kind of not been looking at the comments here. If anyone has left a question or if anyone has donated anything that I didn't catch, I always go back and review it. And then I always give an extra shout out in an upcoming blacksmithing video for anyone who has donated. So no worries there. All right. What I'll do is I figure I'll pick 12, then 6, then 3, then 1. How about that? Get in there. And like I said, if you don't want this RA Tong, if you want the RA Tong, today, right now is Thursday. I don't know if I can mail it tomorrow, but I'll have it in the mail on Monday. Just give me your address. And if you want another style, let me know. And etc. etc. And like I said, I may rework this Tong. So I'll give it a trial and see. If I feel that joint is a little weak, like I had said, then I'll sort that out. Not a problem at all. All right. Man, I got so many. I don't want them to drop out. All right, the first person of the 12, final 12, is Dan in the Dells. Dan in the Dells. Okay. He's purchased a lot from me, so glad for you, Dan. Next is Richard Short. Richard Short is a donator. Happy for you, my friend. The next is, yeah, the glare is killing you, right? I know. Well, nothing I can do. Got to do the drawing and need the hat. Wow, look at this. Dan Safford. This is crazy because if I'm remembering correctly, he wants an RA Tong. He's purchased from me before. He's a donator, and it is Dan, yeah. Yeah, it is Dan. Yeah, what am I saying? Right, we've gone back and forth on emails. So he actually has ordered an RA Tong just yesterday. So there you go. Maybe I wouldn't have to make another one. So that's 3, all right? The next person is, make sure you know this is legit, like I'm not pulling them out of my pocket. Another donator, Alan Corneau. Alan Corneau. That's 4. Whoa. Fell out. Oh, you fell out, so you'll come into this. Ben Hengst, another donator. See, I'm going to do this in the future. Like I said, it's fair to the donators, I think. But if you donate and comment, I wouldn't enter you twice, though. Okay. Mark Moyer. Mark Moyer. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 6. Next, Steve Davidson. Steve Davidson. Next, John Shower. John Shower. The suspense is killing you, huh? Deborah Richards. She is also a donator. Deborah Richards. LMR6973. You know, I know who you are. I just can't think of your name. I know we've had so much contact. Thank you very much for your $10 donation. I will find out who you are in about a second. Let's get it started. Jim Patterson, thank you. You are entered. Will I pull your name out? We shall see. Okay. 2 more to go. Jim, I hope I pull your name. Right? I have to do it on the up and up, though. Joel L. Joel L. And 1 more for the final 12. Who will it be? Drum roll, please. Robert Whitney. Robert, yeah, we have a lot of contact. He's purchased a lot. Robert Whitney. So we've got a good mix here. Make sure I've got 12. To everyone else who's in here, I'll be doing a lot more giveaways. A lot more. Stay tuned. All right? You're out. All right? Now, put the final 12 in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No? Okay. 12. All right. The first person, final 6. Hey, this is already 46 minutes. I better hurry. I got a really great story I wanted to tell. I might have to hold that off till next time. Oh well. Or at least just tell part of it. Robert Whitney. Next is Dan in the Dales. Next is, I gotta mix them up good here. Deborah Richards. Number 4, Dan Safford. How that would be so that would be great for me if he wins, right? Like I said, I got Deloitte and Touche monitoring this, so got to do it on the up and up. John Shower. John Shower. And the final person in the final 6 is Steve Davidson. All right? You guys, goodbye. All right? This is weird. Like, I'm only going to eliminate 1 person now. Okay, I'll just pick 3. And then I'll pick 3 out of this and then 1. So I'm only eliminating 1 person here. It's so exciting, right? I'm sorry, Pickle Snout, Penobscot. I appreciate everything you've done, but I'm sorry you didn't get chosen. Stay tuned for more. Deborah Richards. Dan Safford. Wow, he's making it. He's making it. You're doing it. You're doing it. Huh? Robert Whitney. Wow. Sorry, Dan. Dan's been a big supporter of me. I'm sorry you didn't make it into the final. All right, we're into the final now. This is it, folks. I still can't believe Dan. If I'm remembering correctly, I can't believe Dan is in it. So this is it, folks. The final 3. Who will win? All right. The winner is. I got 2. I got 1. The winner is this person here. The winner is Robert Whitney. You have won. So if you see this, if you're on here, Robert Whitney, contact me. Otherwise, I have your email. I'll contact you. And congratulations, my friend. Also, I forgot. I almost slipped my mind. This is courtesy of Brett Thompson. I should have said that right off the bat. This giveaway was courtesy of, because he donated so much and he didn't want his reward. So thank you, Brett Thompson. And everyone else, also other people have said thank you to him as well. Appreciate it. So, yeah, Robert Whitney, you're the winner. Boy, Dan Safford and man, oh man, I was kind of pulling for you a little bit because that's one less tongue I would have had to make. Oh well. All right. Anybody have any questions? I'm going to check quick to see how many people are hanging around here. Oh, yeah, I see Robert. That's great to see that you're here, right? That's great. Ah, you won, son. Here it is. Shoo. So, shoot me a quick email, or I'll email you as soon as I'm done with this live stream, or maybe a little bit later because I've got to work. So I wanted to tell, now it's story time. I know we're coming up to an hour almost. Let's see, 50 minutes, so okay. I wanted to tell a story. Oh, another thing too is I want to give a shout out to It's Gaz, or G-A-Z. His name is Gary. He left a lot of really glowing reviews about the RA Tong, and he left a comment that was really nice, and I feel it was too over the top. It's like, oh man, if you've got whatever, this Tong will sort you out. He was just saying like it works well for him. He purchased one 2 years ago, and I just wanted to say thank you to him because he's gone out of his way to recommend me. Excuse me, I need to get a sip of my coffee here. Getting all choked up for the next story here. This next one, I think you're going to find this interesting. Okay. Giveaway. I mentioned Henry. Okay, I mentioned all of this. Yeah, I'm sorry. A little choke. My wife always says, like, why do I always clear my throat? And it's a lot of it has to do with the weather. Just the humidity. It just creates a lot of phlegm. Does your story involve objects coming from any orifices? Rigid ironworks? No. Right. Well, it could have. Could me crapping my pants, right? Right. Yeah, so, all right. Okay, bushcraft. Yeah, this is just a, just a travel tale. I just want to check quickly, see how many folks are on. Yeah, there's still people watching. So, that's all. I need one person to watch, and I'm here. Many years ago, first off, when I first came to Taiwan, I made a friend from South Africa. And by the way, I just want to give another shout out to another South African sub, John Spargo, who was also entered in this drawing. I have a lot of people from South Africa who watch and support my channel. So I have a friend here, and he's still in Taiwan, but we don't contact much anymore. But many years ago, in 1996, I went to South Africa with him on a trip back. He went to go visit his family and for 3 weeks, and I went back with him. We were young, much younger men, not married at that time, but I was dating my wife, well, my girlfriend at that time. And so, at any rate, so I just wanted to tell some quick stories about that South African trip because it was so fun. Yeah, and I know, look, when you enter into South Africa, they tell you in the airport, like, this is a dangerous country. You've got to watch yourself, blah, 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 know where you're going, like this and like that. But, I mean, nowadays you could probably say that about a lot of places, right? But, basically, we went to Cape Town, and that's where he is from, where his family lived, and just a beautiful place, beautiful country. We stayed in, well, I want to say, can't think of the name of the suburb that we stayed in, but at any rate, I got a lot of nice things to say about scenically, how Cape Town is, as far as like the oceans, the mountains, the beaches, everything. Just a great place. And so the main stories I want to say is that we actually hiked up Table Mountain, and that was really a nice thing. And I remember I got sick on the way, like it was so hot, and we decided to walk to go up, and then we took a cable car down. And so I'll tie the sick part in with something else, maybe in another live stream. But yeah, anyway, so I remember throwing up and then being okay, and we continued on our way. And then the main thing I wanted to say in this story is we parachuted. So yes, Glen G.S. Tongs jumped out of a plane, believe it or not. And so I can remember it like it's yesterday, even though that was in 1996. And I have the proof right here. I was actually digging through my paperwork, and I found this. They give you a certificate, and so basically the place, it was in, let's see, Western Province Sport Parachute Club, Citrusdal. So, yeah, anyway, so we jumped here, and they give you this, and you can see my thing here. It says here, first jump parachute certificate, Glen Stolmeyer. See that right there, right? Citrusdal, 11th day of February, 1996, from a Cessna. Well, they don't say here Cessna, but it was a small Cessna. So, and then they give you this thing here saying, look, it says, congratulations, you recently did your first parachute jump. But are you probably asking yourself what's next? Keep your feet on the ground. Okay? Should you go back again and do more? No. Okay? How can you ever reach the stage of 40-second free fall? When I'm ready to commit suicide, I'll reach that. Okay? So, yeah. Anyway, so we drive to the sticks somewhere to go to this school. And so it's a 2-day thing. It's like, okay, you go there on, like, I think maybe it was a Friday or a Saturday, and then the next day, you go to class, you learn this, you learn that, and then you go to do your jump. And so I remember that when we were in the class, I could just remember, like, most of the people that were there were, of course, probably South Africans, and, they were pretty nonchalant, they were drinking and having fun, and I just remember, like, looking left and right, like, oh my Lord, tomorrow we're jumping out of a plane. I was just really scared, thinking like, wow, I got to remember everything he says about, how to jump and what to do in an emergency and all that nonsense. So, as it so happens, we jumped out of a small Cessna because at the time their larger plane where you would just jump out of a door was getting repaired or something. So they had a small Cessna, and the Cessna can only fit 5 people: the pilot, the instructor, and 3 students at a time that could jump, one at a time jump. So we're in the class and all these other big, and a lot, I don't know if you know, but a lot of these Afrikaners, man, they're big guys. And they're all having fun and talking loud and drinking. And I was just thinking, man, oh man, they got bigger balls than I do, man. Because I was thinking hard, like, what am I going to do when I get up there? I don't know what's going to happen. So the day of the jump comes. I'm sorry for clearing my throat so much. I'm all choked up. And so they have to figure out who's going to go first. So it was me, my friend, and his brother-in-law, a Spanish guy. And we're all like I said, these other guys are all big dudes. And we're like, I'm a small guy, and my friend's relatively small, and his brother-in-law the same. They just chose us to go first because we were in a group of 3. I'm like, okay, I guess we're going first. And so they said, well, as we're getting in the plane, who's going to jump first? Whoever's going to jump first goes in last. So as it turns out, my friend went first, South African friend. I was second, and the Spanish guy was third. So we get in the plane, and you got to be like really tight, you're like this on your knees, in the plane in the back. And so the thing's going up, and we jump from 3,500 feet, just a basic jump, and it's a static line jump. So you're not jumping with an instructor. You're alone. And so that right there is already nerve-wracking. And so then as we're going up and the instructor's saying, just the one thing you got to remember is when I hook you in, there's a bolt, a U-bolt bolted to the plane on the inside there. When I hook your static line in, that's going to pull your chute open. You have to pull it and make sure you're happy with that. And he said that somebody died, that the instructor must have forgot to clip them in, and then they jumped. And then if you jump from 1,300 feet without a parachute, you got about 15 seconds, and that's it. If you don't engage disengage that primary chute, or open the primary chute, or disengage it if there's a problem and open your emergency chute, you are a pancake. So, all right. So, okay, we got to go. My friend goes first. We have to crawl outside of the plane under the wing. You had to do a specific procedure where you put one foot out, one arm out, cross over like that. And then you're outside, you're looking down. And the plane at that point, it slows down to about 70 miles an hour. So it's like, oh, it feels like, it's like everything's come to a standstill. You just looking straight down. So anyway, I was still in the plane. My friend's first. He goes, there's a window here. He went like he was in a washing machine. He went poof, spinning, tumbling. His heels overhead right by me. And I was like, oh my Lord. And I know that the problem is that he probably didn't remember that the one thing, and it was the one thing I remembered is that when you jump, you have to remember to arch your back so that your center of gravity is your stomach here. And so that'll make it so that you plane out like this. So you're not just tumbling around. So I get out there. I'm looking down. He's like, are you happy with this? Are you ready? When you're ready, okay, release. All you have to do is release your hands, and once you release, you think when you see stuff about parachuting, you think that, oh, I'm flying like a bird, I'm floating. Man, you ain't floating. You are falling like a stone. And with that parachute on your back, So for like a few seconds, everything's like your guts are like in your throat. And as going down, then the static line opens your chute, and so boom, it opens. Only thing I remember was arch your back, so I was good. I was real good, and the instructor can see if you did that right or not. So you're like that. So the chute opens, but my chute is not completely deployed. And then like it's whoever packed it with the lines twisted. So when it's open, it's like this, but it's not fully open. I mean, I'm being held there, and you feel secure, but then I get motion sick very easily. I just want to make sure. Is anybody else? Are you guys still on here? Okay, right? It seems like everything's gone quiet. Anyway, if you haven't, if somehow this is broken up, then forget it. I'll continue the story another time. Whoa. Right? Okay, yeah, I see. Okay, all right. Everyone was quiet over here. Right? Maybe everyone's gone home, or not gone home, gone somewhere else. So it opens, but the line is twisted, so it's not fully deployed on the ends. So now what happens? It's starting to unwind, and so now I'm just going like in circles, like I'm spinning like I'm in a washing machine, like going like this, and I get motion sick real easily. I'm going like, I see like mountains, forest, mountains, forest, mountains, forest, mountains, forest. It's like, oh my Lord. And as soon as it opens, it makes a sound like ding, and the ends come up, and then now it's like you're going even slower, and everything's open. And I was just ready to throw up, man. I was like, oh, good Lord, how am I going to enjoy this now that it's finally open and you feel like you're held in nice and secure? So I somehow got the courage, I took deep breaths and got my head together. And, you have two levers that you can control. If you pull here, you turn one way, and you pull this way, you turn the other way. And if you pull both, that's like brakes, given the shape of the chute. So, I'm zipping along and just making sure I don't want to wind up in trees or in power lines, and there's a large landing area. And I'm telling you, and I swear this, like as I'm coming down, so there's an instructor on the ground with two things, and like when he goes like that, it's like time for you to pull your brakes. And I didn't pull my brakes right away. And then when you pull your brakes, you're supposed to pull and then, roll and tumble, like that. I'm telling you, I actually landed. Maybe it's because I'm short or whatever. I landed on my 2 feet. I didn't even take one step. I pulled the brakes a little bit late, but when I landed, I landed like I was coming out of the heavens, man. Just like that. I just landed like choop, and that was it. And I remember he said, "Oh, you pulled your brakes too late." The guy said, "I'm like, damn, I didn't even take 2 steps. I didn't even fall down." So we got on the ground, and it was just exhilarating. Like once you're back on the ground, and we were like hugging each other and going crazy. So all these other tough guys that were like in the class drinking and being rowdy when we were in class, they came up to us and like, "Oh man, how was it?" And a lot of guys saying, "I don't think I can go. I think I probably drank too much last night." And I just thinking, I didn't say anything. I was thinking to myself, man, you ain't got the stones, boy. That's why you ain't going, okay? I think a lot of guys didn't want to go after they saw like how small the plane is, and we didn't. I mean, we probably played it up, saying like, "Oh, this and that," or whatever. And one other thing I wanted to say is that the Spanish guy, his brother-in-law, he was sitting next to me. So when we're going up, and here's the thing, I was so scared that I was not scared, if that makes any sense. I was literally numb, and I was just like calm, though. I don't know why. I passed the point of being frightened that I was calm. I don't know if that makes any sense. And so the Spanish guy sees me, and he was nervous wreck, and he kept saying like, "Glenn," he's like, do we pull the left first or the right if there's an emergency? Like, because if there's an emergency, you got to disengage your primary chute and open the other one. And I was like, oh man, I was calm at that time. I said, man, calm down. He's like, and I remember he when we got on the ground, he said to me, he's like, "I cannot believe you American guys are so cool. Oh my God, like you were so calm in the plane. How could you do that?" And I was telling, man, you don't, and this goes back to like stuff coming out of horses. Don't check my drawers, bro, because like, my face is poker faced out, but it's just because I couldn't move, man. I was numb. I don't know how I got myself out underneath the wing of the plane. Okay? And so now I will say though that I think a lot of it has to do is because you don't know what's going to happen. Would I go a second time? Probably not, because of that feeling of when you're falling. When you don't know that feeling's going to be, you think you're floating or whatever. You kind of like it's just so curious. So I don't think I don't know. I don't know if I do it a second time. Maybe I would, but anyway, that's my story from South Africa, from parachuting. I hope you enjoyed that. Hey, thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. Let me check who that is. Hey. Hey, Jack Pines Blacksmithing. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $10. That will come in handy for my next stories. And I've got other stories from South Africa as well, or involving South African people in Taiwan that I think you'll find really interesting. And so I think we're kind of running out of time here though now. So I think I might wrap that up where I am right now. And, you know, anybody, let me see here. Anybody have any questions they want to ask? Anything else they want to say? This or that? I have other pictures I wanted to show, but I feel like it is kind of getting late in the day for me as far as like getting started for work and doing some other things. So, Robert Whitney, congratulations. Brett Thompson, thank you very much for donating this Tong. Thank you to everyone who's watches, anyone who's gone out of their way to donate. I'll definitely be in touch. I'll definitely let you guys know what's coming up next. So, that's it. Glenn here, GS Tongs, signing out.